Mr. Weatherspoon, you have brought your ex to court because you claim she is trying to pin her 3-year-old son, Aiden Ferguson, on you. You claim to know who her child's father is, and that isn't you. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Ferguson, you claim that the plaintiff is denying your child only because he is a deadbeat who runs from his responsibilities. You testify you are certain he's your son's father, and once it's proven, he owes you and your son an apology. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Weatherspoon, why do you believe Ms. Ferguson is trying to pin her baby on you?
Well, first of all, Your Honor, from the time that I met this woman until now, it's been nothing but lies and deception. She know how I am with our oldest son, which is Cameron, and also my other kids as well.
You're such
she know
a
that
liar.
I'm a father and that I take real good care of my kids. So she wants it for herself. She like to make mistakes, and then she wants me to clean it up for her. We was together at one point, Your Honor, so she know what type of man that I am, and she wants me to share that same joy with the other kids that she also have. So that's why she's accusing me today.
But you believe she's just trying to pin this baby on you. You believe she's just trying to pin this baby on you.
Trying to pin them on me.
Are you doing that, Ms. Ferguson?
No, Your Honor. If I pin some kids on this man, them his kids. I ain't just gonna pin no kids up on this man. He ain't nobody.
So you have another child together, an older child.
Yes, we do.
But you refuse to accept Aiden.
No, yes, Your Honor, yes, I do not accept him at all. My mama raised me not to never let a woman like this come and try to bring me down.
Woman like how? What woman? Woman like how?
So hold on, Ms. Ferguson, does Mr. Weatherspoon treat Aiden differently than he does the other children?
I feel like he does.
How so?
When he calls me or message me, he only asks about Cameron. He don't never ask about Aiden.
Really?
Yes.
And when he's coming to see Cameron, he doesn't play with Aiden?
He'll probably speak to Aiden, but he don't give him like that fatherly feel how he get Cameron. And Aiden deserves a father, his father, to be there just as well as he there for his oldest brother.
Your Honor, she trained this baby to call me daddy. She trained this baby to believe that I'm his father. She
Why would I train him to call you daddy?
Pictures of him to me. When I come and see Cameron, that baby's calling me daddy. You gotta see how I feel that this baby that I have no bond or connection with is calling me daddy. She's pushing something on me that I don't feel is not there.
And you believe she's trying to manipulate you and make the child call you daddy to make you buy into this fact.
Thank you.
So now you have Cameron, the first child.
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't question the paternity of Cameron, Mr.
No, I do not.
Weatherspoon.
No,
all right.
I do not. But I did start having my doubts, Your Honor, because after a while of us being together, I was actually sick one day and ended up going to go check my mailbox. I noticed the car was pulling up.
That wasn't me.
So I turned around and I think that car pulling up. So when the car pulled up, she got out the car. But as I'm looking over her shoulder, I see a white boy in the car with her. So I'm looking like, you know, what's going on? I say, Belinda, who is that white man outside of my house? You know what I'm saying? So she's like, he just a friend. He just let me use his car to come over here. So in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, she never mentioned his friend.
You thought she was cheating.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you confronted her about that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Ferguson, were you cheating?
He was teaching me how to drive. We was friends.
Is he teaching you how to drive or teaching you how to ride?
He teaching
That's two different things.
He taught me how to drive out of a friendly gesture. That's all it was. It wasn't no intimate anything going on between me and that man. I even knew him before I even met Cordero.
So you were never intimate with him?
We was intimate before I even met him, but it was one time.
Okay, so see, now the plot thickens. See, this is the problem. Now I know why you never really told him too much about the man. Because you would have had to admit this is a man I've been intimate with before.
I just didn't look at it that way.
So, Mr. Weatherspoon, is this the only other time you heard Miss Ferguson was entertaining other men?
I had some friends at this superstore, and they called me on the phone, and it's crazy because I was actually around the corner at another store with my sister shopping at the time. So they called me, they say, Cordero, are you still with Belinda? I say, yes, I am. They say, well, she just walked in the store holding hands with this other man.
I wasn't holding hands with her.
I said, no. That's not her. That's gotta be a lie.
I wasn't holding hands with
we telling you. But in my mind, I knew they were telling the truth because I knew about this other man. You know what I'm saying? So I called Belinda's phone. There was no answer. I called her again. There was no answer. I called her for the third time. She picked the phone up, but it sounded like she was in the bathroom and I could hear echo. I said, where are you? She said, I'm at a party store with my friend. We getting some stuff for her party. She hung the phone up. When she hung,
I didn't hang the phone up.
When she hung that
I didn't hang the phone up.
I went to my sister and I said, can I see your keys? Please let me see your keys. I hurried up and jumped in her truck. I tried to make it to that superstore, you know what I'm saying, to try to catch her up. So I drove as fast as I can around that corner, and when I got there, I ran up inside. My friends inside, where is she? She's already gone. So I was real upset then.
So you just missed her?
I just missed her. So in my mind, I said, enough is enough, I'm done.
All right. If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
I don't recall that, Your Honor. I don't recall him because after that situation with my my friend, we was at, the supermarket holding hands. I mean, we weren't holding hands.
Wait a minute.
We wasn't holding hands.
Oh.
I'm sorry. We wasn't holding hands. We was at the supermarket.
Wait a minute. You testified earlier that you were not holding hands.
It came out wrong. We was not holding hands, but we was at the supermarket. We was at the supermarket together.
So now that's the same man that's teaching you how to drive. Now he's taking you to the supermarket.
Yes.
All this while you're supposed to be in a relationship with Mr. Weatherspoon.
Yeah, but at that time, I didn't feel like me and him would be serious. I didn't know that we was gonna get as serious as we did. So I was still, I was talking to a friend. I didn't feel like it was going. I didn't feel like I was disrespecting him. I didn't feel like I was disrespecting him.
So now he says he's done. At some point you break up?
Yes, we did. We broke up. I ended it. I didn't want it no more.
And that's before Aiden was conceived.
Exactly.
So now you're convinced that she was dating another guy during this breakup?
Yes, it was an incident with this street thug guy, you know what I'm saying? I was actually coming to see Cameron and pick him up to spend time with him. And when I got to her, where she was staying at first, the street thug and her was pulling up in a car, you know what I'm saying? So I asked her, Belinda went, what is my son doing in the car with this man? So she, oh no, we weren't doing that. I was just driving him around. We was running his errands. So I looked at her and I grabbed my son and I just walked away after she told me that.
But how does that say that I was messing with the man?
Hold on, well, wait a minute, Miss Ferguson. It's only so many rides and driving around the corner and supermarket runs. This don't make no kind of sense. You keep looking over him like you crazy. I don't know what you're talking about, but you admit you with these men. White man, the street thugs.
If I'm not with him, I can do whatever I want to. If me and him not in a relationship.
So you saying this is when you all were done?
Yeah, we was done. That's when he told me about.
So you were entertaining. You did have another friend at that time.
Yeah, I had another friend, but we wasn't together. We weren't in a relationship, so I could do what I want. And plus, he had a whole woman that he was
Mr. Weatherspoon, what you're saying is you believe this other man is Aiden's biological father.
Exactly, Your Honor. That's exactly what I'm saying. I believe the other dude is his biological father. One time she called me and she told me Cameron needed Pampers. She didn't know when I was gonna come and bring the Pampers. I didn't tell her, but it was 7 o'clock at night. I decided to come and drop his Pampers off. I rang her doorbell. She normally answered her doorbell. You know what I'm saying? But this time she didn't answer, so I called her phone. She didn't answer the phone call, so I texted and said, I'm downstairs with my son Pampers. So she texted me back and said, I'm at church. So I'm thinking to myself, you at church? It's 7 o'clock at night. She said, I'm at night church with a family member.
I'm just glad she going somewhere, church, so she be riding in that car with everybody. So you was at church?
Yes, I was at church.
You said?
Yeah.
Who took you?
My sister.
Thank you, Lord. So, Mr. Weatherspoon, so you at the door with the Pampers. She says, I'm at church.
Yes.
Then what happens?
And then I found the other family members, the other family members of hers to confirm her story. And that family member says, no, she's not at no church with the other family member, that was a lie. So I text her phone back and said, where's you at with my son? You're not at no church. So she called me and said, I'm on my way. Whole time I'm standing on the strip in the building where she at, I noticed the car pulled up on the side. She hurried up and get my son out, and she came out and talked to me. I said, I thought you was not gonna take my son back to that street thug house.
Oh, wait, hold on. When she pulled up, she didn't get out of her sister's car?
No, she got out of the street thug's car.
Mr. Miss Ferguson, I thought you just testified that you were at church and your sister brought you.
We did go to church, but at that time, that he texted me, we was leaving church, and I ended up going to the dude's house. Well, I was at church.
So a month later,
I didn't lie about
a
church.
month later after that incident, she claimed she was pregnant, was supposed to be with her son, Aiden.
So take me to that day. How did she tell you she was pregnant?
Well, first, Your Honor, she sent me a text and said, I think I'm pregnant. I said, about who? You know what I'm saying? So when I said that, she called me. She's like, pretty much, stop playing, I think I'm pregnant for real. So I hung the phone up. So she went to go take a pregnancy test, sent me the pregnancy test and said, yeah, I'm pregnant. What are we gonna do? I said, no, what are you gonna do?
No, you
laughed. You know what I'm
at
saying?
it. You
so
laughed at
pretty
it.
much, that's when I knew and started feeling like
so
that's
Miss
not my
Ferguson,
child.
you tell Mr. Weatherspoon you pregnant.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's the first person you tell?
Yes, Your Honor. He the first person that I told.
Did you tell the other guy?
No, the other guy didn't have no reason.
Why not?
No, because I wasn't sexually active with the other guy. We was just conversating. When I was going to his house, we was just chilling. It was never anything sexual between us.
Right, y'all was chilling at his house.
Yeah, because you go to somebody's house doesn't mean you have to have sex with them.
Come on, man, he's a street thug.
We never had sex. We never had sex.
Oh, Lordy. So, Miss Ferguson, I really want to keep it real. Are you suggesting that through all of this, everything you've done all this time, you've never had sex with anybody else?
No, Your Honor.
Are you for real?
So all it is entertainment, nothing sexual.
Who entertains a super thug, Yana? Who does that?
The same person that entertains another
What is a
person.
super thug?
A
Another
street
person
thug.
that entertains
Whatever. She made him
guy.
seem super to me. She made him seem super to me.
So, Miss Ferguson, take me to the birth.
Oh, I went through the labor without him. After I had Aiden, I called him. He came up there and he walked right back out. He looked at Aiden and walked right back out.
Is that what you did, Mr. Weatherspoon?
That's exactly what I did, Yana. I walked right in, I looked at that baby, it was no attachment, no feeling with me. I know my kids, I have
But
a
Aiden
bond,
looked just
I have
like
an
you.
attachment with all
Look at
my
him.
kids. When I walked in that hospital and seen that particular baby in the bed, I knew for a fact that told me
Sounds
to
so
get out of
stupid.
there.
He got
So
you
that's what I
nose.
did, I left.
And Mr. Weatherspoon, you never volunteered to do anything for the baby when the baby was a newborn, when Aiden was first born? No Pampers, no toys, no clothes, no onesies, no visits, no nothing?
No, Yana, I left that to the man who was responsible for that situation.
Aiden even have his dry skin, just like him.
Now he got dry skin.
He do
Yana,
have
I
dry
told
skin,
her,
just like
I
him.
told her about my eczema. I have eczema. I told her
Aiden
about
have
it.
the same thing.
When that baby started growing up, she gave
Same
me a
thing.
call and said, I think he really yours. He's starting to have dry skin like you.
I never
now
said
all of a
he
sudden he
think
got
he
dry
really
skin
yours.
like me.
Just like
So, what I want to understand is, because when we talk about eczema, eczema actually runs in my family a lot too. So I want to get more information on this and see how this potentially could relate to the paternity question we're here to deal with. So I'm calling on Dr. Jamila Gator. Jerome, will you please escort Dr. Gator into the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
I would like to ask her a few questions about this. Hi, Dr. Gator.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us again. So I was curious as to the medical information we have regarding eczema. Is this something that's related to genetics that could be somehow connected to paternity?
Well, possibly. Eczema is typically caused by allergies, which are often hereditary. And what happens is the skin gets irritated when it's exposed to certain environmental factors like foods, pollen, mold, dust mites. And that causes the skin rashes that we see, the dry, patchy skin with eczema. But eczema can also be caused by other environmental irritants like soaps, detergents, lotions that come in contact with the skin. And then in that case, it wouldn't necessarily be due to allergies and then typically not hereditary.
So I have to ask you, Miss Ferguson, do we know if the street thug has eczema?
no, Your Honor, I do not know that.
I don't know what this
What I'm
woman's saying.
saying is true and it's real.
But
That's I'm saying.
but the truth is, what we've heard from the doctor is there could be more than one cause. And that leaves us smack dab in the middle of some more confusion. Thank you, Dr. Gator, for being with us. You've provided us with the testimony we needed. When I call a witness, sometimes I feel like I'm going to get greater insight. But I feel like after hearing Dr. Gator testify, it truly validates the doubt that we see here. Ms. Gregory, you say just 2 weeks ago the defendant called off your engagement due to paternity doubts surrounding your son, Carson.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove Mr. Elston is the father and hope the results will save your family. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Elston, you and your sister state you are certain you are not her child's father and say her ex is Carson's biological father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Gregory, how important is it to save your family today?
It's very important for me to save my family because I feel that my kids, both of them, my unborn child and Carson, deserves their father. And I feel that we got engaged in May. He broke up with me 2 weeks ago because of paternity issues. So I feel that we need to get this all cleared up.
And so you broke off the engagement, Mr. Elston, because of this entire paternity saga?
Yes, Your Honor. It was, people calling me and texting me, telling me that, she's cheating or either somebody's in the driveway. I work out of town, and I'm like, I do stuff like I send people over there to check on her just to make sure she's not doing nothing. And, multiple people told me that they caught her ex in the driveway, caught his car there.
Your Honor, I'm actually the one who caught her ex in the driveway. My brother was out of town. He's a hardworking man. He works to take care of Carson, Carly, and the unborn child. And he called me. He told me to go to the house and check on Carly and Carson. And I did. When I rode by there, her ex's truck was there. So I called my brother and I told him.
Was your ex's truck there, Miss Gregory?
No, Your Honor, my ex lives like 4 states away.
So who truck was it?
I live in apartments. I'm not exactly sure what truck she's talking about.
Really? You're not sure? Are you sure that you're not sure?
I'm not sure.
I want to learn more about how you met. Tell the court how this relationship started.
Me and Mr. Elston met through my ex at a basketball game. I was dating.
Through your ex?
I was dating my ex, and he was cheating on me at the time, so I felt comfort in Mr. Elston. He had a girlfriend also. We started sleeping together 2 weeks after we met, and then I got pregnant, like, almost a month later.
And so you got pregnant, and at that time, were you and Mr. Elston boyfriend and girlfriend, or were you still just cheating on your exes?
Your Honor, he still had a girlfriend. I didn't find out I was pregnant until June. I got pregnant in March. He thought I was lying about being pregnant. He thought just so he would have to break up with his girlfriend of the time. And I had already broken up with my boyfriend.
Well, Your Honor, I heard rumors about her before, we started talking.
Your Honor, he's just now bringing up the rumors, though.
Your
Well,
Honor.
I mean, the rumors are one thing, but the fact that you knew she had a boyfriend, that alone indicates she was potentially intimate with somebody else. You sleeping with her while she had a boyfriend, and you had a girlfriend. So that brought 4 people to this party already. So, Miss Gregory, take me back to the day you found out you were pregnant.
It was in June. I had went to the health department to get on birth control. They said you were already pregnant, but I did not know how far along I was. So I had to go to my OBGYN. They told me I was 3 months along. He went with me to my first appointment because he did not believe me because, he had a girlfriend. He thought I was just trying to break them up. And then after that, he had nothing to do with me the whole pregnancy.
So once he came to the doctor, found out you were pregnant, you never saw him again?
No, we text like 2 weeks after that, and that's about it.
And so when you had Carson, was Mr. Elston at the hospital?
He came to the hospital the second day. I had to have an emergency C-section, so I was in the hospital for 5 days. He came the second and begged for me to give Carson his last name when we was not talking the whole pregnancy. I told him, you can sign the birth certificate, but you cannot give my son your last name right now.
No, Your Honor, I went to the hospital. I walked in the hospital all happy, because I was expecting to be my first child. Like, I walked in all happy and I get in the hospital room, I go get the baby from her, we sit down, take a picture, and I looked at her
Your
real
exact
closely.
words was, he's too white.
And Your
That's
Honor,
exactly what he said.
the baby didn't look like me. He don't have my nose, my ears, my eyes, or nothing. And I just got up and gave her the baby, and I walked out.
Your Honor.
Really?
My brother, Your Honor, my brother has 2 other children, and
That he does not take care of.
from the beginning,
I take
when
care of
both
my
of his
children,
baby
Your Honor.
mothers had the baby, from the beginning, they both came out looking just like my brother.
Okay, but this child has a different mother, so potentially the child would look differently.
But the baby don't look like me. I mean,
And Your
You can
Honor,
see
he brought
clearly.
he brought a girl pacifier. My son, it's a son. I have a son. He brought a girl pacifier, and I would not accept it because I'm not fixing to give my baby a girl pacifier with Care Bears on it. And he got mad because of that.
Okay. Y'all about one step from Care Bears yourself.
Right.
And that's the problem. So at some point, you decide to get back together because you got engaged.
Right.
How did that happen?
3 weeks after I had Carson, he started coming around more. So we ended up getting into a relationship. We got engaged, and we was doing good. And then I got pregnant in June. So I'm pregnant now, and he just doubts this baby, and more doubts are coming up from Carson. People are telling him things about this baby is not his. He's asking me for an unborn DNA test and stuff because he doesn't trust me.
Well, Your Honor, if she didn't post things on Facebook that made my brother feel otherwise, it wouldn't be any doubt.
Things like what?
She's actually posted a picture with another dude around the time she was supposed to be pregnant by my brother.
and Your Honor,
Actually-
You
have the picture.
submitted that photo to the court?
Yes.
Oh, so this is the picture.
Who is that, Carly? Ain't
That's my
Ain't
ex.
that your ex?
I got pregnant in March. That photo was taken in April. We were still together, but we broke up. Me and him had no sexual relationships in March.
well, Your Honor, when I was out of town working, I was on top of the tower and my phone had vibrated, and I looked at it, and her friend that was over at the house, she texted me and said, "Have you talked to Carly today?" And I said, "No, why?" And she was like, "Well, she's in there laid up with another guy, and I'm in the living room."
You submitted that text exchange to the court.
Yes, ma'am.
The friend says, "Have you talked to Carly today?" You say, "No, why?" The friend says, "She has some guy over here with her in the living room." You text back, "Are they hugged up or anything?" And she texts back, "Yes." Was this the ex that she saw you hugged up with?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you admit you were hugged up with your ex then?
Yes, in April of 2016, not in March.
And she posted a picture on her ex birthday in March. And you know, everybody have sex on somebody's birthday, so I'm not gonna
No,
She
Your
can't
Honor,
say they
everybody
didn't sleep
does not.
together.
Everybody
No.
does not have sex on your. We did not
So
have
what
sex.
y'all do on the-
We was with
y'all
his
was playing
family.
patty cake?
We was with his family on his birthday out to eat, and you can tell in the photos.
And so, Mr. Elston, you submitted that piece of evidence to the court as well.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a post in March 2016. Carly B, a picture that says, "Birthday dinner with you and your family. I love you."
Right around the time she
With a
claimed she
heart.
was
Right.
pregnant.
And this is a picture of you with your ex.
I was in a relationship at the time, Your Honor.
With your ex.
Right.
But
Me and
I
him
thought
was just
you
sleeping
just
around.
weren't in a relationship.
Me and him was sleeping around that time. Me and him, I was in a relationship when me and him
But
first
you
started
weren't
dating.
having sex with your ex, though. That's
No,
what you
I was
just
not
said.
having sex with my ex.
Are you sure?
We used the condom. The one time we did have sex in February.
Are you saying that you had no sex with your boyfriend in the entire month of March?
Correct, Your Honor. I did not have any sex with him.
So all of a sudden after February, you just weren't sleeping with him anymore, but you just happened to go out to dinner with him and his whole family and
Your Honor.
put a post up about it and say, "I love you" with a heart.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm sure
You
that-
realize every time you lie, then your fingers go like this?
No.
Just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
So I'll ask again. In March, are you saying you were not sexually active with your then boyfriend whose birthday was in that month?
Yes, we did not have sex that month, Your Honor.
You holding them fingers tight, aren't you?
Yeah.
But okay, so you submitted a calendar to the court. It says you went to the doctor in June and found out you were 3 months pregnant. All right? Count back, and it says the month of conception would be March. You say you were intimate only with Mr. Elston at that time.
Yes, Your
Which
Honor.
is why you are certain he is Carson's biological father. You also admit that you had sex with your ex, who was then your boyfriend, in February. And is he the only person you had sex with in February?
No, Your Honor.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. She forgot
Well,
to
who
mention
else
the part
did you
about
have
her-
sex with?
My friend's boyfriend.
Your Honor, actually, it was on more than one occasion. One of the times they had a threesome.
How did you have sex with your friend's
It
boyfriend?
was on Valentine's Day. We had a threesome. She knew about it.
So you had a threesome on Valentine's Day. I don't know what to even put, just a 3, Jerome?
I'd say a 3 and circle it.
Well, you don't put a heart, because it clearly ain't love. So on February 14th, you had a threesome with your friend's boyfriend, and then you were also sexually active with your ex.
Yes, Your Honor.
So let's just move on. Carson's almost 2 years old. And this court cares about the fact that in the very near future, he is either going to say the words "dada" or he's already saying it.
He's already saying it to Mr. Elston. He's a very good father to Carson. They love each other very much.
And so, Mr. Elston, you've built a very real bond with Carson. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you feel like when you're with him, do you feel like that's your son?
I do. And you know, I just want the, truth today to determine whether he's really mine or not.
Well, she's pregnant now, and she says there's also a paternity question related to this baby.
Yes.
Your
So
Honor.
it's not as if this is ending today.
Yeah.
Miss Gregory, what are your hopes today?
I hope that he can get the results that we came here for, and he can step up like he's been doing, being a good dad to our son, and then for this baby also, because both of them deserve both of their parents together, not separate.
And what are your hopes, Mr. Elston?
I mean, I'm down that he's not mine.
But do you hope that he is?
I'm
You have
hoping
a
that
bond
he
with
is
him.
because I have that bond. It's hurt me that I gotta go through this today.
I can see that makes you emotional. You all are very young people dealing with some very adult issues. Both of you standing there with tears in your eyes. I think it's time we get the results. Thank you. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Gregory versus Elston, when it comes to 20-month-old Carson Gregory, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Elston, you are not the father. I'm sorry, Mr. Elston, you are not Carson's biological father.
Yeah, and I put myself in a situation where I thought I could trust her, and I deserve better. And I'm not gonna give up on him if that's what she thinks.
So, Miss Gregory, I know this is not the news you wanted either. And I've been tough on you today because I knew you weren't telling the whole truth. Is his father the ex, or is it from the threesome?
I'm not sure.
Look at me. That was honest. I know you are not proud of yourself, but in this moment, I'm proud that you finally just had the courage to tell the truth.